Hey guys, what's good? Triple J Boxing. So, Ryan Garcia, we all know the PED allegations of Austrian and the other drug. The other drug, though, it got cleared that he wasn't taking any synthetic form of it, or I don't know the exact explanation. Maybe there wasn't any in his system or it was a mistake. I heard that maybe your body makes it naturally or something. I didn't really look into it, but in any case, that other drug that I forget how to pronounce, it got he got cleared for it, so he didn't get any. There isn't going to be no repercussions for that one since he's been cleared for that. Austrian, no. On the other hand, been going around that it was 60 times above the limit because there is I don't know. I think there is a threshold for it. Some people say, though, there isn't a threshold, so I don't know what to believe there. But because I heard Victor Conte and Devin Haney says some drugs you can have in your system and some you can't have even a little bit. And I think Austrian was one of them. I could be wrong, though, guys. I'm hearing things all over the place. In any case, it's there, and he sent in his B sample. The B sample comes back in May, like late May, and May like 21 or 22 or something like that. So that's going to be the date. But I mean, it's possible that it comes back negative because that other drug he got cleared for. But I have a feeling this is going to be positive just because I did some research. And apparently, Austrian is a problem that's going around in supplements. So if Ryan Garcia was taking supplements, which I assume most of them are taking some kind of supplements, there's a possibility that it was either in there or there was contamination from whatever the facility it was made in. I don't know, like I said, guys, there's been so many different things being thrown around there. Some people say you can get Austrian at GNC and that it's in GNC supplements, which I looked it up though, and then it says that GNC doesn't have that, but then some people say it does. So I don't know what to believe, but you let me know in the comments, guys. Have you ever seen Austrian at GNC supplements? Let me know for weight cutting supplements and stuff. But apparently I heard from a lot of dietitians and sports nutritionists that it is a problem that they are putting Austrian in supplements, or it's one of those that has a high contamination rate of supplements. So that combined with, I've heard many fighters say, most notably recently, Sean O'Malley, he had that happen to him as well. He got popped for Austrian, and apparently he said it is a problem in supplements. And he says if Ryan Garcia only tests positive for Austrian and not the other one, because he did say this when I was watching this video, guys, on Sean O'Malley's channel, it came out before Ryan Garcia got cleared for that other banned substance, which he didn't know at the time. So he says if he was taking that other one, then I can't explain that because that's like a more serious steroid kind of drug. He says, but for Austrian, which now he's only been tested for Austrian now, and the other one got cleared. So he said that if it's only Austrian, it's definitely explainable, and it's definitely, he was making it sound like Ryan has a strong case that he wasn't taking intentionally, because he said not only has it happened to him, Sean O'Malley, but he knows others, and it's a huge problem testing for Austrian because they put it in a lot of stuff, or it's, like I said, a high contamination rate. So he said if it's just Austrian, he made it sound like he doesn't believe, he's going to give Ryan the benefit of the doubt. And what I'm hearing from Sean O'Malley and others, as well as nutritionists in sports, I tend to believe that maybe it is the case. Now, the other thing I want to add on to this, guys, is normally I don't buy into the bullshit because like we'll never know exactly what's going on, to be honest. Either way, if he's innocent or if he's not, if he took it intentionally or not, we will never know because no one ever admits that they're using it purposely. So he, for all know, he could be, right? And because it seems like there always is an excuse, no matter who tests positive, whatever substance it is, there's always an excuse for it, even if they do pay consequences for it. They never admit it, right? So we'll never know for sure. But in the past, like say when I'll just give an example, guys. Like say when Canelo tested positive, like I was hard on Canelo because not only did he duck Triple G for years, like he beat Miguel Cotto, won the belt, I think it was the WBC, became middleweight champion. He became everyone wanted to see him fight Triple G next. I think he became I forget though. They're trying to force him to fight Triple G next, or he had to vacate. I guess he was the mandatory, but I don't know for sure, guys. All I know is he was supposed to fight Triple G after he beat Miguel Cotto and got that belt from Miguel. And instead, he vacated the belt. So he was ducking Triple G until he got really old. And then when he did fight him, lo and behold, I think it was the second fight, right? I think it was the second fight. And he had that tough first fight, right? That he clearly lost. He pops for PEDs. Now, I think, was that after the second fight or right before the second fight? I forget. But he got suspended. It's been a while, guys, so I kind of forget. But I just find it funny how he pops for PEDs, clenbuterol, I think it was, in his biggest challenge to date, right? His biggest fight of his life. And he happens to pop. Like, what a coincidence, right? Like, that his most difficult fight coming up and he happens to. So I tend to like I said, we'll never know for sure. And and like I said, I kind of do like to give people the benefit of the doubt and not jump to conclusions and give innocent until proven guilty. But I mean, sometimes, like I said, when it's his biggest fight of his life and he just happened, what a coincidence that he struggled with Triple G and it was toughest fight, and now he's tested for PEDs. Like, what a coincidence that was. And like I said, you'll never know for sure. There's always an excuse. Like John Jones popped and they said, oh, it was picograms. It was like taking one drop in a huge Olympic swimming pool. It's like, then why even test for that little if you're gonna bring it up? Then if he gets excused for it, right? So there's always some kind of excuse. But like I said, I usually, like I was harder on Canelo in that situation because, like I said, what I just brought up, right? But in this situation, normally I would say the same thing because arguably this was the biggest fight of Ryan Garcia's career. I know you could say Gervonta Davis was, but this fight, I think, in my opinion, was even more important than the Gervonta Davis fight for Ryan Garcia because it was all or nothing. If he lost the fight against Devin Haney, he would not be the same anymore. Like, not that he wouldn't be boxing anymore at a decent level, but he would not be considered a top elite guy anymore, and he wouldn't belong in that level. So it was like beating Devin Haney, or at least looking okay, like looking good against him and competing with Devin Haney, it was very important, like, because like I said, his reputation would never be the same if he lost the two top guys. Like, you could never consider him a top guy anymore. So you could say arguably this was the biggest fight of his career and a lot was on the line, and then he happens to test for positive for PD. So like, normally I would kind of side with, like I said, we don't know for sure, but you would be like, oh, what a coincidence. His biggest fight and he tests positive, right? But in this situation, it's a bit different because in the Canelo situation, Canelo's the cash cow, and Canelo really doesn't say much publicly about world topics. So, you know what I mean? Like, so he's not really a target of any elite groups, or he's not really, he kind of just minds his own business and lives his life, right? So he's not starting shit with anybody. No one's after him or nothing like that, I don't think. But with Ryan Garcia, leading up to the fight, he was really bringing up a lot of world topics like human trafficking, Bohemian Grove, and exposing the industries like Hollywood and all that, the elites, what they do, pertains to like the human trafficking and the kids and all that. So Ryan Garcia was a target for these people. They don't like that he's speaking out about these conspiracies as well and all this stuff, and they're bringing attention because we all know a lot of these top guys it's a coincidence too that these elites happen to be they happen to do be involved with these weird things, weird activities that they're doing. We'll just leave it at that these elites are doing, and they don't want someone with influence like Ryan Garcia exposing them. So Ryan Garcia was a target. So that leads me to believe that maybe there's something more to this. Like I said, I'm like, some conspiracies are real, guys, and I'm not saying like we'll never know for sure, right? We will never know for sure. But what I do know is they were trying to make Ryan Garcia look crazy in the build up to this fight, which I know he was acting erratic on his own behalf, but like I just found it funny how he was talking about all these conspiracies and topics and real world facts like the human trafficking and all that and how bad it is. And no one really wanted to bring up that he was talking about this stuff. They were just focusing on, oh, look, this guy's crazy. Why is he fighting? And they weren't actually talking about, oh, this guy's standing up for the kids. They weren't saying any of that. So I found that kind of strange how they were really trying to sabotage him leading up to the fight. And then on the actual fight night, the ref highly favored Devin Haney and took a point away from Ryan, saved him from getting knocked out, Devin Haney, so he could go on to decision and maybe eke out a win or a robbery win. Many knockdowns weren't called as well. And then the judges, one judge had it a draw, which was absurd. And like I said, before the fight, the commission was trying to cancel the fight. So all these factors were against Ryan. So the conspiracy theory becomes even stronger that they didn't like what Ryan was talking about. They didn't like how he was bringing awareness to these world issues. And the higher ups were like, no, we don't want this guy with this kind of influence, this young guy with this influence to kind of like Andrew Tate. They sabotage him, shut him down. They don't like people that are powerful, have money, and speak their mind and have influence. That's the thing. You all have freedom in speech, and they don't care what you think, the higher ups, until you have influence. Because when you're say if I say something, no one really cares, right? They won't care, the elites, because I don't have that influence. But when you're a guy like Andrew Tate, Ryan Garcia, Donald Trump, they want to shut you up because you have influence and people are actually going to listen, right? So I'm not saying like this is all true, guys, but I'm saying there is a conspiracy there that you could go on. See, with the Canelo situation, like I said, he wasn't doing any of the stuff Ryan was doing. He wasn't a target. He was just a cash cow. So it would be more understandable that like why would they want to frame Canelo, right? It was either he didn't take it intentionally and it happened to be there from the meat, or he took it intentionally. For Ryan, there's kind of three situations that could be happening. It's either he took it on purpose, he didn't take it on purpose, it just happened to be like contamination, or it's a conspiracy and there is something going on, because there's a lot of facts to go on now. Like I said, leading up to the fight, they were trying to shut Ryan down, not even make him get to the fight. Judges on Devin Haney's side, ref on Devin Haney's side, everything was... So it was kind of... And normally, Ryan Garcia would be the guy that they would want to back, even more so than Devin Haney, in my opinion, because Ryan Garcia brings in way more money than Devin Haney does. Like, normally Devin Haney, he's favored, But against Ryan Garcia, you would think that the commission and everybody and the judges would be on Ryan's side just because he brings in the money. But the fact that he was talking about all those issues, the world issues that I said, I think it rubbed the elites the wrong way or somebody. And you know what? They didn't like it. They didn't like it. And how do you sabotage someone? With their job first, right? You're going to do it by saying, you know what? He's a cheat. He used drugs, similar to what they did to Andrew Tate. They get you for something that you can't even prove ever that you're innocent because it's he said, she said. Like with the human trafficking and the SA allegations, right? I mean, you're just going by the girl's word or whoever's word. You said versus her word. You can never prove yourself innocent. So that's what they did to Andrew Tate. And with Ryan Garcia, I mean, no matter what Ryan Garcia does, it's similar to that because even if he gets cleared for it, people will never look at you the same. They're always going to think you cheated, right? And just same with Andrew Tate or human trafficking or SA allegations. They're always going to believe you did it. Or not did it, but there's always going to be that, oh, what if he did it actually, right? You can never get fully cleared. Your reputation's never the same. So I just want to bring that up, guys. Does it affect Ryan Garcia's win? I mean, it's definitely going to, in a lot of people's eyes, it will if he tests positive again because we'll never know for sure. But from what I've seen in his actions, and like I said, it's either he's a really good actor, but I would say he didn't do it. I would say he didn't take PEDs on purpose, but we'll never know for sure, right? I would say he didn't, but we'll never know. There's a possibility he did. No one ever admits it, right? But the way he beat up Devin Haney, I think like it wouldn't have mattered really because if you talk to a lot of people, like steroids or PEDs, they're not going to make your skill level better. And I think there was an Ellie Setback interview back in the day with a guy who admittedly was using steroids, and he said he would spar with guys and he'd still get his ass kicked. He says steroids don't help you at all. When you have skills, you still get tuned up in there. So I know you can make the argument that Ryan, he's not an average guy. And if you're on the same level, obviously the steroids will give you an edge, or the PEDs, right? But, I mean, it's one thing if Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney was a close fight. Then I think Devin would have more of ground to stand on in the sense that, look, the only reason why he won was because he had an edge over me and the fight was close. But the fight wasn't close at all. So I think people are always going to think that even if they do believe Ryan was on the drugs, I think most people will think that Ryan, the way Ryan was hitting him with the left hook and everything, like the PEDs can only do so much. Why would the PEDs make Devin get hit so much, right, and not use his defense? And Devin's game plan was terrible, right? He had no answer defensively or offensively, really. And, I mean, the other way to look at this is there is a conspiracy that this is the only way Devin could possibly get a rematch, to be honest. Because if this didn't come out, no one would really care for a rematch. And not that no one would care. I think if they pushed for it, people would still care. But I mean, Ryan Garcia would never pursue a rematch because he just beat him up so bad. There's no really point for Ryan to do it. But the fact that Ryan's reputation's on the line now, that, oh, look, the only reason why you beat him because you were on PEDs, it gives Ryan now a reason to want to rematch Devin Haney. And before this, Ryan had no interest in it. But now there's interest from Ryan because Ryan now has to prove them wrong. Look, I wasn't on PEDs. I'll do it again, right? So there's that aspect that Devin Haney's only way of getting Ryan to rematch him would be this is his best chance of getting it with this scandal, right? This PED scandal. So, yeah, guys, I don't think it would make a difference. But I do believe, though, that, yeah, why not see a rematch, right? I mean, If he rematches him, Ryan wins again, he tests clean, then that just shows you. But you're always going to have those people that said that the damage was already done, right? What he did to Devin Haney maybe won't be the same. So even if he comes in clean again, it won't matter. Even if Ryan comes in clean this time and he beats him, it won't matter because he's already damaged. But like I said, guys, we'll never know for sure if he took it 100% or not. But it is what it is. This is Triple J Boxing. I think when you test for PEDs, it's always gonna linger in the back of your career, like on your resume. People are always gonna say, what if he was using, even if you get cleared for it. So that's always gonna be there. But I mean, like I said, guys, the fight wasn't close. He dominated Devin Haney. We'll see where it goes from here, because if he tests positive again, then that would be a definite red flag. But if he doesn't test positive and he stays on VADA or whatever, and looks good still and gets like he's always been a knockout artist, so then people will start forgetting that, right? They'll think, oh, okay, maybe it was just a small amount that was contaminated, right? But yeah, guys, you'll never really know, in my opinion. And then the whole other conspiracy is VADA and Victor Conte. There's some funny business going on there, where VADA could be, there could be some sketchy things going on there, right? So yeah, guys, in my opinion, I think in the perfect world, no one's really using, but I wouldn't be surprised if 90% of the fighters are on something, right? I wouldn't be surprised. But anyway, guys, because there's so much money involved. This is Triple J Boxing. Thanks for watching. Take care.